You can place one palm on top of the other, thumbs touching. And the shape of the hands represents an empty bowl and encourages us to start to empty the mind. And of course, the mind won't empty altogether, but we try to let go of thoughts of the past and thoughts of the future. Take a moment just to settle in. And if you haven't already, start to breathe in and out of the nose. And we'll start the box breath, which is a breathing practice where we inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. Go ahead and begin when you're ready. And then after your next exhale, let the breath come to the natural state. And next, we'll practice the Ujjayi breath, which is drawing the breath to the back of the throat, mouth closed. You can think of the breath almost like two straws at the nostrils, drawing the breath like you're sucking a milkshake back to the back of the throat, and then pushing the breath back out through the nose in the same kind of way, which creates a windy ocean kind of sound. Even some people call it the Darth Vader breath. Go ahead and see if you can cultivate that now. Keep working with that. Some people describe that as the breath skating at the back of the throat. Another way to describe it is the back of the throat closes off a little bit to make that windy kind of sound. A different way to describe it would be like if you were a little kid and you were pretending that you were asleep and pretending that you were snoring, it would be that kind of effort. Keep going for just a little bit longer. And I'd like you to practice that Ujjayi breath as we go through class today. So as we hold some of the poses, you can draw your attention back to that breath. And then after your next exhale, go ahead and relax, let go of that pranayam, let the breath come back to the natural state. And just notice how you feel. And then as you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and take the right ear towards that right shoulder, but let the right shoulder kind of slide down the back a little bit more. So you're just getting a little stretch for the neck. Inhale, lift the head back up. Exhale, left ear towards that left shoulder. Couple breaths. And bring that head back upright. Turn the head to the right. Roll the shoulders back and down. Again, let the shoulders slide down the back. Try not to arch the spine too much. Spine in a somewhat neutral position. Back to center, now over to the left side. And then a couple head rolls. You can take them in half circles or full circle, whatever works for your neck. And then back to center. If you've got props underneath you, you can go ahead and move those out of the way and come to all fours. Cross the ankles back behind. So we're going to do lion's breath or lion's pose, which we haven't done in quite a while. And so you're going to have the hands forward. You're going to drop the hips back to the heels like you were coming into a modified child's pose. You're going to inhale, and on your exhale, you move forward. The eyes are going to roll up and back, and the tongue is going to go way out and down like this. You inhale and take the hips back to the heels. You exhale, tongue out, eyes rolled up. Do that several times. Once more. And perfect. Good. And then you can go ahead and sit back through, come to a seated pose. So why do we do that? Take the right foot out to the right side, draw that left heel in towards the pelvis, right hand to the right, to the inside of that right leg, and start to reach for the foot, dipping that right shoulder down. So we do that lion's pose to because we get so much tension in the jaw. I know I hold a lot of tension in my jaw. And it's also really good for the eyes because we're doing so much of looking down on our devices that we need to stretch those eyes up. So go ahead and lean over a little lateral bend over to the right, but spin the heart a bit to the left. The left hand can wrap back behind. It's funny, I used to hold so much tension in my belly. And over the years, I've really been able to bring awareness to that and release that. But sometimes it moves, that tension tends to land into my jaw. Good. Keep that left hand wrapped back behind. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, and take a little twist over to the left. Shoulders slide down the back. And then release out of the twist. Pick up that right foot, cross it over the left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Draw that right thigh towards the left, hanging onto that leg, and then take a twist to the right. And hold this for a couple breaths. So here is a good pause to come into that Ujjayi breath. And then after your exhale, release out of the twist and stack one thigh on top of the other, or one knee on top of the other, and take a forward fold. And we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. And then inhale and lift the head, lift the heart. Perfect. Draw the right heel in, extend the left leg out. Draw that left arm to the inside of the left leg, reaching towards that foot. If you happen to have the flexibility, feel free to grab the big toe, but even just palm open on the ground is fine. Right arm wraps back behind. Spin the heart to the right, even though you're folding to the left. And then inhale, lift the torso up, twist to the right. Right hand coming back behind. Once again, shoulders relax down. Ground that left sit bone down just a touch so that you don't have too much emphasis on the right side. And then release out of the twist. Pick up that left ankle, cross it over the right knee, sit up tall, twist to the left. You can even take your hand, and if you've got like a little bit of belly flesh like I do, is just kind of slide it over to the left side so that you can get a deeper twist. And stay in the twist for a few more breaths, but turn the head and look over the right shoulder, and then back over to the left shoulder. And then release out of the twist and stack one thigh on top of the other, perhaps the knees lining up, and fold. 30 seconds here. And then inhale and come out of it. Start to make your way onto all fours. Extend the right leg out and swing that right leg over to the right and look over to the right side. Flex that foot. You can pause and then swing it back and look back behind you. Peek at that foot back behind. So we're just swinging that leg way to the right, turning, twisting towards it, kidney squeeze here, and then over to back behind, looking over the left shoulder. Take that as slow or as fast as you please. And then let that foot come back directly back behind and go ahead and lift that leg up and arch the spine. Press into each fingertip, the heels of the hands. You're looking up, you're rolling the shoulders back and down, you're lifting that right leg up to the sky. On your exhale, you're going to draw that knee into the chest, scoop the belly, and pause, rounding that back. So this is just a variation on arch and tuck. Inhaling, coming up into your arch position, lifting the leg, exhaling, knee to chest. Once more. And then this time, as you draw that knee into the chest, go ahead and step that foot forward. You can take the hands to the blocks if you want and come into a low lunge. Let the hips shift forward. Let that right knee come over the toes so that you're really stretching out that left hip flexor. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. And then shift the hips back. We'll take a quick little fold over that front leg, but come up onto the heel, step that foot forward, turn the toes in towards the face, take a dive over. So if you practice that Ujjayi breath throughout the class today, just as we come to the natural pauses, I think you'll feel more energized, have more mental clarity at the end of the class. Perfect, good. And then go ahead and make your way back to all fours. And now we extend that left leg back. And we're going to start to swing that foot to one side over to the other. Getting some fluidity into the hips. And then take the foot straight back, lift the foot up, roll the shoulders back and down, arch the spine. You can pause. And then exhale, knee to chest, round the back, drop the chin in towards the chest. And pause for a second, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, extend it back, lift it up, arch the spine. Exhale, knee into the chest, round the back. Couple more times. And then the next time that knee comes in towards the chest, step the foot through, and here we are into our low lunge. Hello, Miss Luna Bear. Draw the hips back. You can walk your blocks back with you. Come up onto that heel and take a dive over. Spread the toes as best you can. And then draw that leg back, coming back to all fours. Flip that right hand so that the fingertips are pointing back towards the right knee and you come on the top of the hand. And you can work towards straightening that arm, but you don't need to straighten that arm all the way. All we're doing here is just getting a little counter pose for the wrist. And so most of the weight is on that left hand. And then switch, plant that right hand, flip the left hand. Perfect, good. Tuck the toes under, come back to your broken toe pose. You can pull the little baby toes out, sitting back onto the heels if possible. Do what you can here. This can be intense. Interlace the hands back behind the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the hands away from the body. So you've clasped the hands back behind. You've lifted the hands away from the body as best you can. And now you're going to start to put the crown of the head onto the mat and take the arms up and over the head. So this is rabbit pose. You can think of this as like variation on headstand. By the way, I no longer teach or practice a full headstand or shoulder stand. I do modifications. I think my personal opinion is that for the vast majority of the people, it's really bad for your neck. There's other ways to get your inversions in. Go ahead and lift back up, come back into your broken toe pose, roll the shoulders back and down a few times. I haven't practiced full headstand or shoulder stand in years, and I won't be doing it again, most likely. Go ahead and take the hands back behind. We're going to come back into the rabbit pose, but before you come over, change the cross of the fingers. Once again, take the hands away from the body. Oh, that feels good. Oh, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then start to plant the top of the head onto the mat, lifting the hips up as the arms come up and over the head. Still squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then inhale and come up. Walk the hands forward, spread the fingers, come into your down dog. We're going to stay here in down dog for probably a minute. So you can take a few seconds to walk the dog, pedal the feet, and then eventually just settle into the pose and draw your attention to the Ujjayi breath. Look up between the hands and draw that right knee towards the right hand, coming into a pigeon pose. Roll the shoulders back and down and pause for a moment. So this is where pigeon gets its name. It took me so long to figure this out. Why do they call it pigeon pose? Is because when the spine is more upright, you get this kind of rounded belly kind of look in the front, like a pigeon has. Of course, modify this. You want to make sure that that right knee is happy. Can't emphasize that enough. You can totally wreck that knee if you push it too much. And then you can start to fold over if you want. And then take the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes under, perhaps in one smooth movement, coming back to your down dog as elegantly as possible. Pause. And then draw that left knee towards the left hand, releasing the hips down. Coming into your pigeon pose. Take a moment to open the heart, roll the shoulders down, look up. And then fold it over if you care. And then inhale and plant the hands, but this time you're going to roll to the left hip and swing that right leg around. Take the legs out in front of you and come into Dandasana or staff pose. The feet are flexed, the inner thighs are drawing towards each other, and the hands are beside the hips. And you'll notice if you look at me, my elbows are bent because my arms are so long. And it's just a gentle pressing into the hands to find the length in the spine. Trying to not overarch the back. Take a few breaths. And then inhale and the arms reach. And exhale and reach out and over and pause as you reach over. See if you can reach beyond the toes. The back is relatively flat to start. Inner thighs are still working towards each other. And then you'll go ahead and curve the spine. I like to turn my palms open as I come into the forward fold. Chin comes in towards the chest, back is now rounded. And then you inhale and lift the head, lift the heart. Walk the hands back behind you. The fingertips are going to point forward. You're going to plant the hands, bend the knees, put the feet onto the ground. You have to walk the hands back a little bit and inhale and come up. You're going to come to a tabletop pose. You might need to adjust the feet or the hands. And we're going to pause and hold this for a bit. And then on your exhale, go ahead, release the hips down. You can come to seated for just a few seconds. Take the backs of the hands together, or the tops of the hands together, I guess you would say. So you're getting like a little wrist stretch here, little counter pose for that. And then make your way into all fours. Come into your down dog. Look up between the hands, start to walk, walk, walk the feet towards the hands. Come to your standing forward fold. I would start with the knees bent and the hands onto the elbows. And just let the crown of the head drop. And then on your next inhale, inhale and sweep it up. Inhale, come all the way up, arms reach, look up. And exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hold on to that left wrist with the right hand. Take a bend over to the right. Inhale back up to the top, switch hands. Take a lateral bend over to the left. Inhale, come up, arms reach, fingertips reaching up to the sky. Exhale, take your standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Deep breath, deep breath. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step the left foot back, come to a low lunge. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, pull in through the belly, roll the shoulders down. Exhale, take a twist to the right, hook that elbow. Now you could stay here or you could tuck the back toes under and come into your high lunge with a twist. Try not to let that right shoulder squeeze up to the right ear. Try to release it down a little bit and look over that right shoulder. Oh, that feels so good. Now, you could release the left arm open and the right arm up. And then go ahead, hands back to the heart, drop the back knee down if you haven't already. Plant the hands and then swing that right leg up to a three-legged dog. Open that hip to the side. Let the foot flop out. Oh, that feels great. And then touch that down. Look up between the hands, start to walk, walk, walk. The feet to the hands, come to your standing forward fold. You can straighten the legs if you like here. Pause for a breath or two. And then inhale, come all the way up, arms reach, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Hold on to the left wrist with the right hand, lateral bend to the right. Inhale, come back up, and now over to the left side. Inhale, come back up. Arms reach, fingertips reaching up to the sky. Exhale, standing forward fold. Opposite foot back. I think it's the right foot goes back. Right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, take your twist to the left, hooking that elbow. Stay here or tuck the toes under. Come into your high lunge with the twist. Feel free to open the arms up. And then turn back to the front, plant the hands, swing that left leg up and back to a three-legged dog. Open the hip to the side, let the foot flop out to the opposite side. And then touch the toes back down, coming back to your down dog. Look up between the hands, start to walk, 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 the feet to the hands. Inhale, arms reach, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a big step back with that right foot. Block to the outside of the left. Inhale, arms reach. We're making our way here into Trikonasana. Exhale, over you go for triangle. Hand to the thigh or the block. You could even take the palm open here in front so that the left arm is pressing to the inside of that left leg. We're going to hang out here for a bit. Back to the Ujjayi breath. And then release that top arm, bend the front knee, spin that back hip a little bit more open, come to your warrior two. Virabhadrasana two. And then you can release the arms. You're going to spin that left foot in so that you're wide leg onto the mat. Slide the hands down the legs. You could reach for the big toes and elbows point out to the side and the crown of the head releases down, or hold on to the legs anywhere, or hands underneath. Couple breaths. And then walk the hands out in front of you. Take a block with you. You're going to spin the feet to the right. Block comes to the outside of that right foot. Make your way into your warrior two. And then you can step up that back foot, shorten the stance a little bit, and make your way into your triangle pose. Hand to the block, to the leg, or that right palm open in front. We'll be here for at least 30 seconds. Release that top arm down. Pivot and turn that right foot back in. Come back to your wide-legged standing forward fold. Walk the hands out. Come into downward dog shape with the legs wide. So the arms are reaching out, the hands are planted. The head is releasing in between the arms. And then walk the hands back underneath you, pivot and turn back to the top of the mat. Plant the hands and step back to down dog. And then touch the knees down, cross the ankles back behind, sit through, and come to Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees apart, butterfly. You could wrap the index fingers around the big toes. Inhale and have a nice, strong, long back body. And then start to fold over. And then inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Now you could take a block underneath you and sit up onto a block. It might help you sit a little bit more upright. Walk that right foot out in front of you, plant it down for just a second. Draw that left heel towards the outside of the right hip. So you're just drawing that left leg in a little bit. Draw the right knee into the chest, picking up that foot, and now extend that leg up into your, what is this called? Heron pose. Shoulders slide down the back, eye gaze goes up to the big toe. And then bend that knee and draw the shin in towards the face. Try not to sickle the foot. It's so easy to do that. And so that top foot is flexed. You'll probably feel this to the outside of that right hip and the right glute. And then go ahead and release that down. Walk that left foot forward. Draw the right heel towards the outside of that left hip. Now draw the left knee into the chest. Extend that leg up. And then bend that knee and draw the shin in so that now the left knee points out to the left side. Left foot is flexed. And then go ahead, release that. We're going to start to make our way down onto the back. Make sure you've got a block handy. Let's start first in a bridge pose. You can start with the block underneath you. So the block is at the sacrum on the medium side. The feet are planted, hands down by the sides, palms down. Nice, gentle inversion. And then let the feet float up to the sky and come into your supported shoulder stand. Love this pose. Love it. And then go ahead and let the feet touch down. Flip the block onto the low side. So it's still underneath the sacrum, under the low side. Extend the left leg all the way long. Draw the right knee into the chest. The front of the left thigh is actively pressing towards the earth as the right knee actively presses in towards the chest. Apanasana. Apana means downward flow. So this is the classic pose for any digestive kinds of issues. And when you start with the right knee in towards the chest, you're going into the direction of the small intestines. And now go ahead and switch sides. Left knee in, right leg extends all the way long. And then go ahead and release that. Go ahead and take a moment now to do about a minute, minute and a half to do any pose that you want to do before we rest into Shavasana. And I'm going to take a variation on bridge pose. I'm going to turn my toes out, lift the hips up, take the arms underneath. So I'm really emphasizing the strengthening the glutes. And then go ahead and start to make your way into Shavasana. You might like to think of yourself as a lake with any sediment filtering down to the bottom of the lake, settling the body, settling the mind. And then you can start to bring some movement to the body. Start to make your way up to seated. Notice how you feel. And take your hands to the heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.